Games, Brrraaains A Head-Banging Life with 10 things we love about the iconic Spyro the Dragon trilogy. We are talking about the first 3 games, Spyro the Dragon, Spyro 2, Ripto's Rage, or Gateway to Glimmer, depending upon where you come from, and Spyro Year of the Dragon. These were the 3 games that were released on the PlayStation 1. All great games in their own right, but the most iconic one being, of course, the original game, which is how I'll get us started then with 10 things we love. Simple. The first game is a masterful experience. It is iconic for all the right reasons. Now, I do think it was bettered with the sequel, but when I think of like good time, feel good, make me happy, nostalgia trips, Spyro the Dragon is one of those.
Thank you for releasing me, Spyro. Free 10 dragons in the artisan world. Then find the balloonist. He'll transport you to the next world.
What about Nasty Nork? I'm going after him.
Find dragons first. That's all I can tell you.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, this game is like from our childhood, and even now I can still play it and still have great times playing it. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
I mean, only 10 things. I could easily say 100 things easy about this game, but I'm gonna go for an obvious one straight away. The colours.
Yep.
It's such a beautiful game.
Yeah.
You know, the detail and the colouring is just fantastic. You know?
Yeah, one of the things I'll always remember, you're absolutely right, is that lovely, bright, colourful design. It's a very attractive game to your visual sort of eyes. I always think like of those colours. And I've got something kind of similar in that we're talking about the first game specifically here, which is the level designs and worlds, which is those bright colours, different muted lights, the skies, everything felt different while still being bright and pretty and so on. Even if you're in like a cave level, it still had this nice sheen to it. Absolutely.
Yeah,
it's a really pretty game. And even though it's been remastered with the remastered trilogy, the original still holds up.
Easily, yeah.
Go on then, we doubled up.
So I've got down the variety of levels.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many different levels, and obviously in all 3 games, but the levels, and just the maps too. You know, there's so many different things.
I agree. There is surprisingly, considering there's quite a lot of levels. There's a nice amount of variety between them, in that like how they look, how they operate, what you might be required to do. And those overarching worlds, from like the Dreamweavers to Ganasty's place, to those sort of ones. I agree. Variety, level design is always one of those things that I always think of. You know, I think of Spyro the Dragon levels, I start thinking of treetops and stuff like that, you know?
Treetops.
Yeah, we'll get on to that. Following it up, the second game. And for me, the second game, it's better than the first. It improves on so much of the original, while still feeling like a proper sequel, advancing a story, bringing more characters in, feeling bigger and bolder, but also improving upon little issues and like little things, little touches here. Like, for example, one of the things they improved on in Spyro 2 was when you stopped a glide short, Spyro will do a little hop. The first game, he doesn't. He would just drop. In the second game, they introduced that hop. Just a little touch and things like that make it a better game. Yeah.
I've got the characters.
Yep.
You know, obviously throughout all three games, you've got all different characters. But I mean, one specifically, number two, is the boss. You know, I mean, I prefer Ripto over Ganasty any day. I mean, Ganasty he'll be on my dislikes, but I mean, Ripto as a boss is a pretty cool boss.
Yeah. Okay, I agree with you. As a certainly more detailed character with a bit more motivation. Ganasti's motivation is the dragons insulted him.
Yeah.
Ripto wants to take over the world. Much more villain. Very easy. The clever difficulty curves that all the games nailed, where when you first play it, it's really simple, really easy, really straightforward to say to collect all the gems or rescue the dragons. But as you go along, they start introducing more and more depth where it's like, hey, you can finish the level easy enough, but if you want to kind of do more and you want to rescue all the dragons and you want to get the eggs and you want to do the gems, you're going to have to work a bit harder at it. I love that. Clever difficulty curve.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely. I've got one down. So it's the collectibles.
Yeah.
So obviously, over all three games, you know, you go from gems to orbs to talismans to obviously dragons. You know, it's just I think it's a massive variety in each game of collectibles. You know.
No, I agree. In fact, I've got something very similar, which is it rewarded full completion. This is all the games again, from getting all the gems to rescuing all the dragons to collecting the eggs to collecting the orbs in the next two games. All of that stuff you didn't have to do at all to complete the game. You'd have to do a certain amount, particularly in the sequels, because you needed gems to pay money bags. We'll get onto that, cunt. But the idea that you could then do, like, there was a reward as well. Like in the first game, you would then get access to Ganasty's loot level. In the late game, I believe you'd get access to Dragon Shores and things like that. I love that. I love 100%ing things. All right, Spyro went to 120%, which is fucking stupid. But, you know, I love that, you know? Yeah, I agree. I have it as well.
Well, I've got down again the music.
Yes, of course.
Now, in some levels, the music's beautiful, but again, I have got a dislike for this too, but that'll be my dislikes too. But in many of the levels, the music is so catchy and it's so. I mean, specifically, I can think of like the ice levels. Yeah, it sounds like a little bell playing in the background.
Chimes and stuff, wind chimes.
Yeah, it's really cool. It is, yeah.
Reminds me of when you go to Zoro's domain in Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time when it's frozen and you've got that ding ting.
Yeah,
exactly that. Absolutely. Yeah, I agree. I've got music as well. The first game has wonderful music. I think the second game doesn't have quite as iconic music, except its overarching worlds. Autumn Plains and stuff like that has some really nice, sweet sounds. So yeah, I've got music as well, of course.
It wasn't mentioned, but it was sort of like mentioned a little bit. But the level treetops. Now, again, this will be in my dislike too. But this is probably what they, in my opinion, one of the hard levels because of all the fast speed runnings.
The hardest.
Such a fun level. You know, I mean, literally, you can finish the level in about a minute because you can race for the entire thing for speed things. But yeah, it's just one of those very clever, beautiful levels, you know, based in trees.
I agree. It's iconic. I don't have it. Because I have it on another list for other reasons. But yeah, when I think of Spyro the Dragon, it's often treetops that I will think of. I 100% agree. Talking of levels, though, one of my favorite things about all the games are the flying timed levels, where you're dropped in, you can fly, you've got a minute to either collect a certain amount of things, fly through rings, destroy things, and it's always very close and it's very tight and all that. I love those levels. I really always enjoy them.
Yeah, I've got that. I've got one too.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, great levels.
I'll go again then. The remastered trilogy that was released last year on modern consoles. And I say remastered, the remade trilogies, because they remade the games from the ground up, are wonderful. It keeps the soul and heart of Spyro, but with better graphics, better controls and stuff like that. Just fucking love it. Absolutely love it. We were really, really happy with it. And it was great to play those games again with achievements.
Yeah, well, yeah, definitely. I mean, obviously, it's always fun getting an achievement for doing certain things in Spyro, you know.
Yeah.
Going back to Spyro one, it's a part of the collectibles, but I always enjoy chasing around the egg catchers.
Okay.
You know, and especially when you just about to flame them, and then they get away, and then they go nah. It's just like really, really, really funny and cool. It is.
Yeah, that little teasing, the that laugh.
Especially in treetops. Chasing them, there's 3 of them, I think, in treetops. Or 2 of them, I think.
Treetops is the one that, that you think of when it comes to the egg thieves, don't you? Right, Spyro 2. So, the bonus levels. Now, the first bonus level of Spyro the Dragon, Ganasty's Loot, is on my other list. And I'll explain why when we get to that video. But Spyro 2's bonus level is Dragon Shores, the kind of theme parky area. And I think that's so much better. I think that's so much fun. I think that's deserving of love. It doesn't get enough love because when you think of the bonus levels, you often think of Ganasty's Loot, because I think we probably played more Spyro 1 than Spyro 2 originally. But the bonus level of Dragon Shores, the reward of Spyro going on a holiday, and like the little mini games of the roller coaster and stuff like that, good fun.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't got about in the first one, Ganasty's Loot. It was still effort.
Yeah, it was.
For bonus level, I mean, the only exciting part of that level was obviously when you get all the purple gems right at the end.
Yeah,
but you got to chase around. You got to chase around the egg hatchers. Trying to destroy the guy in a plane is a pain in the ass.
Right. We will get to that in the video. Yeah, we will get to it. You start explaining why it's hot, you hate it.
This one's Spyro 2, but all the new moves. You know, being able to swim, climb, like a stronger fire and stuff like that. You know, it's a nice little add-on.
It is. It's exactly what I was saying earlier on about Spyro 2's extra step up above things to make it feel like a sequel. Well, my last one is a bit of a silly one, but it always makes me smile and chuckle. In Peacekeeper's World, which is the second world, you will come across orcs that will moon you. And they'll run and hide in tents. You can flame the tent so it disappears, and they will then bend over, drop their pants, and moon you. That's fucking weird. That's fucking weird, isn't it?
But did you zoom in on them?
I don't think so.
I used to just for a laugh, and set fire to the bums.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I ain't got that one, but I've got the one in
your last one, right?
The last one, yeah. I think it's Beastkeepers. I think is it? No, the Wizards. With the Wizards.
Dreamweavers.
Yeah, just like in Dreamweavers, the Wizards. You've got to get them at the right specific time, or they'll lift a wall up, or and then they'll laugh at you as you miss. You know, I always found it quite entertaining.
True. There was the little touches like that as well, where they grow big and you can't attack them. You've got to wait till they're small. Using variations of head or flame. Little clever touches like that make the advancement in the game so much more enjoyable.
Yeah, definitely.
Thing is, like I said, we could keep going with this. There are so many other things to love about them. The mini games of Spyro 2 and 3, the extra character levels of Spyro 3. Some of them are good, some of them aren't. We'll get into other videos and that and stuff like that. The extra touches, little, collect all the gems, and you'll get a different ending. The fact that your health is measured by sparks and the butterflies is quite clever. All these little touches, go on for ages. But there you go. 10 things we love about the Spyro the Dragon Trilogy. Make sure you check back for 10 things we hate.
Thank you very much for watching. You can check us out on gbhbl.com as well as on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and Tumblr. Go to Patreon to help us out over there. That's patreon.com/gbhbl, as well as Big Cartel, where you can find some of our merchandise. We have a podcast running on SoundCloud and Apple Podcasts. And of course, if you like this video, do us a favour, hit the subscribe button and help the channel grow. Games, horror and heavy metal, what else is life for?